Shalom, man. Y'all gotta check this shit out. This shit is crazy. First, let me give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Out here preaching this gospel in sincerity and truth throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom. This your bro Matazak coming back with another video. And like I said, man, y'all gotta check this shit out. This is crazy. And I knew they had a bigger reasons for why they had that dude assassinated. I wouldn't even call it assassinated. That he wasn't really a prominent figure like that. He wasn't really a big figure like they trying to make him out to be. That dude was just somebody that got killed, you know, for what he was doing. But they're making it out to be something way bigger than what it is. It says Trump administration makes shocking threat. And y'all won't believe this shit, man. Look at this. Matter of fact, before I play this video, let me show you the title of this article, and then you will understand what this guy is about to get ready to say in this video. So let me show you the title of this article real quick. You see that? It says, "Send them home. Most of Florida cabinet support revoking visas for those praising Charlie Kirk's death." They want to deport people for supporting this man getting killed. You see that? And Trump don't even give a fuck about that dude, you know, but they are using him for a certain reason. They sacrificed him for a greater purpose, for a greater cause, you know, to take more rights away, you know, to establish more bogus ass policies and laws that they're trying to implement. So, you know, they basically sacrificed this dude for something that they want to push, you know. And like I said, Trump, you don't give a fuck about that dude, man, which I got a video of him responding to someone questioning him about how he's handling Charlie Kirk's death. And you can tell by Trump's his demeanor and his response to that question that he does not give the slightest fuck about Charlie Kirk. You see what I'm saying? That dude was sacrificed for a greater purpose, you know. So now that we've read this title, let's go to this video, and then I'll come back and read through some of these articles that I got on this subject, because I just ran across this. Now they're threatening to deport motherfuckers that celebrate Charlie Kirk's death, or people that basically don't have a positive you know, outlook on this guy in general. You know what I'm saying? So let's go to this video. This shit is getting wild, man.
According to the Trump administration, if you mock the murder of Charlie Kirk on social media, your life is about to get so much worse. And not just because of the retribution that the right is, of course, threatening to bring upon all of us on the left, but because you may be deported. That's right, folks. The Trump administration announced late this week that if you're an immigrant and you mocked or celebrated or in any way belittled
what the hey, it's getting crazy, man. Look, it's getting fucking crazy, man. I can't help but chuckle at this shit, man. It's getting crazy as hell. These so-called white people, these Edomites, man, they're looking for any reason at all to get you out of this country. You know, this shit is funny as hell. And hey, it's like I said, like the elders say, you know, brothers that make videos and things like that, these are some very interesting times that we living in, man. It's crazy. It's almost like we living in a fucking, you know, some type of cartoon or some shit, man. The way that they handling these certain situations, basically that's aimed at Jake, man. They're doing anything that they can to basically punish Jake, you know, or to come after you Israelites, you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So let this video finish out, and then I'm gonna go into some of these articles that I got, you know. And I don't really have any scriptures pulled up, you know, to go along with this video that I'm making. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty spur of the moment when I seen it, you know what I'm saying? Because I was like, damn, is this true? You know, but this is actually what's happening. This is what Trump is talking about. So let's play the rest of this video out.
The death of Charlie Kirk, you may be deported from the country. I think the best way to say this, I saw it on someone's Instagram post, is if you make fun of the president's favorite YouTuber, you're going to be arrested. That's the point we are now at in the United States of America. If you make fun of Trump's favorite personality on YouTube, you could go to jail. You could wind up in one of those detention facilities / concentration camps that he has set up around the country.
And like I said, Trump does not give the slightest fuck about this dude, man. Don't let these people make you think that Trump actually cared about this dude. This is what they wanted. It's a crackdown on free speech. It's a crackdown on free speech. And I guess they're trying to kill multiple birds with one stone, because word came out that Charlie Kirk, he was basically trying to get the Epstein files. He was trying to get that exposed and brought to light. You know what I'm saying? He kept talking about that. And he was also, it came out that he was trying to do some type of podcast show or something like that, talking about those Jewish people, talking about those small hats. So, you know, who knows? But he ended up getting unalived. You know, that was all set up, you know. And Trump doesn't, he doesn't give the slightest fuck about Charlie Kirk, but they wanted to use that dude to basically shut him up and to basically use him to pass new policies, new laws. You know what I'm saying? And it looks like it's aimed at you Israelites, because they talking about immigrants that's talking like that are going to get deported from the country. So they're looking for any reason to come after you Israelites. You know what I'm saying? So let's play a little more.
This is what Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Landau posted on Twitter on Thursday. In light of yesterday's horrific assassination of a leading political figure, I want to underscore that foreigners who glorify violence and hatred are not welcome visitors in our country. He has directed consular officials to take the appropriate action and even asked people to share comments making light of Kirk's death with the State Department. I have been disgusted to see some on social media praising, rationalizing, or making light of the event, and have directed our consular officials to undertake appropriate action. Please feel free to bring such comments by foreigners to my attention so that the State Department can protect the American people.
So they sharing y'all comments. They sharing y'all videos. They sharing y'all comments at anything that's directed negatively towards Charlie Kirk's death, and they're reviewing it. You see what I'm saying? And it's crazy because I just watched one of the elders. I forgot one of the Carolinas. He was doing a video, you know, out on the street corners, and he basically said you're not wise if you're making public videos about this man's death. And come to find out, he was right, because they're sharing and reviewing that shit, and now a lot of you immigrants are going to get, you know, visited off of what you posted online. You see what I'm saying? So this is crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? They're starting to take this to a whole new level. You know, so it looked like this is one of their things that they're using to crack down on free speech.
Protect them from what? Jokes? Protect them from people not being upset that a hate monger died? Be upset by the action, right? It's okay to not celebrate that a guy died, but we're not going to whitewash his history either. I have seen so many people posting videos. I've seen people that I, up to like a day ago was friends with on Facebook talking about how he was such a loving person and he never spread hate and he never said anything racist. Right? He wasn't a misogynist. And if you think that he actually never said those things, then congratulations, you're also those things. Because he did. I mean, God, damn near everything this guy did is on video. So every claim y'all have made about he's never said this, like 5 seconds later somebody's like, here's the video. Okay? Let's not pretend he was a saint or an angel. There were many specific groups in this country, already marginalized group that he demeaned, he targeted, and he didn't care if they lived or died, right? I am not in any way thrilled with what happened this week. I'm not happy about it. I have denounced it, I have condemned it, and I will continue to do that. But I am not going to pretend that an angel died this week. And yeah, some of those people that were in those groups targeted by Kirk, they are celebrating because a person who put a target on their backs is no longer able to do that. And I'm not going to condemn them for celebrating. I'm sorry, but I'm not. But here in this country, as you know, we have something called freedom of speech, right? Something that conservatives for 4 years during the Biden administration were screaming about every day. We're being censored. We're being silenced. We have to have freedom of speech. You can't do these things. You have to make comedy legal, even if it's dark comedy about one of your favorite people. Right? Remember all those talking points, Republicans? Or am I just hallucinating that all that happened? Because I don't think I am. And it gets even worse than that. Even worse, of course, than the administration threatening to deport you. We also have Republican Representative Clay Higgins, who threatened to shut down social media companies a couple years ago over allegedly censoring conservatives. Clay Higgins, the free speech champion, came out and said that he's going to use his influence over the tech industry, which is a pretty big admission that gets overlooked in his statement. But he said he's going to use his influence with these idiots to make sure that if you mock Charlie Kirk's death online, you get banned for the rest of your life and you're no longer allowed on social media. Here's what he said. According to...
And now that I think of it, a lot of you Israelites, you know, really so-called black people, like I said, that's why they made those threats to those all of those black colleges. I think it was like 5 colleges that they sent bomb threats to, because Jake was online all over the internet flooding videos clowning this dude's death, you know. And because of that, now they're trying to pass it's not a law, but now they're threatening to deport and visit people that basically made fun of this dude, you know. So yeah, like I said, this is going to a new level, you know. And it's a lot of so-called black people that was making those videos and, you know, memes and shit like that was clowning this dude over his death. But like I said, Trump, this is a whole different reason. Trump does not give a fuck about Charlie Kirk. You know what I'm saying? Look at this video right here. So pay attention to what Trump says and how he just ignores anything this dude is talking about regarding this dude Charlie Kirk. You know, the reporter, he basically says, how are you holding up after the loss of Charlie Kirk? And just listen to Trump's response, and you can also read it down there at the bottom. But let's play this video real quick.
My condolences on the loss of your friend. How are you holding up over the last 3.5 days? I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks. They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty. It'll be an absolutely magnificent structure. And I just see all the trucks. We just started, so it'll get done very nice.
Oh man, Trump is a funny ass devil, man. I like Trump. You know, I like Trump way more than that Charlie Kirk motherfucker. Trump is a funny ass devil. You know, you cannot tell me Trump did not know that dude was gonna die. You know, they sacrificed his ass so they can get ready to use him to push more agendas that they have, which is now is looking like a crackdown on free speech, because now they're saying you can get deported for mocking someone's death, which is that's your First Amendment right, you know. So they're using him to crack down on free speech, man. Which like I said, you can look at this video, you can tell he does not give a fuck about this dude, man. They asked him, how you holding up about the loss of Charlie Kirk? Dude said, very good. By the way, you see all these oh man, hey, Trump is a funny ass devil, man, but he does not give a fuck about that dude, man. They're using his death to push a certain agenda, you know. So let's and I didn't plan to do this lesson, this video, but I seen it and I was like, man, this shit is crazy. So I thought I would share it with y'all. But let's go through some of these articles real quick. And I haven't ran through any of these yet. You know, the overread them, the proofread them or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going along with it, you know, the same time as y'all are. But I got 3 of these articles that basically say the same thing. It says, send them home. Most of Florida cabinet support revoking visas for those praising Charlie Kirk's death. If they're caught celebrating the unaliving. It's not an assassination because that dude was not nobody that's in fucking important. So it's not really a fucking assassination, but let's just call it that because that's what they put here. If they're caught celebrating the assassination of someone expressing free speech, they obviously haven't learned the lesson. It says 3 Florida cabinet members would support revocation by the U.S. Department of State of visas held by illegal immigrants who celebrate the assassination of right-wing activist Charlie Kirk. And you know, y'all can pause it. I'm not going to read the whole thing because I got 2 other articles that's covering this same thing, but y'all can, I'm gonna skim down it slowly so y'all can pause it and read it for yourself. You know, but this shit is getting crazy, man. It's really getting out of hand. You know, which is really good, man, because it lets us know that we getting closer to them get ready to crack down on free speech, monitor the internet with these internet scraping devices that they have, because they're getting ready to implement their new world order system, you know. So let's go to another article real quick, and I might read one of these if it's, you know, pretty short, but it don't look like none of these are short. But it says Charlie Kirk's allies warn Americans mourn him properly or else. You see? It says after the fatal shooting of right-wing influencer Charlie Kirk, U.S. Republicans have a warning for Americans. Mourn him respectfully or suffer the consequences. Over the past several days, Democrat and Republican leaders have widely condemned the murder of Kirk, a 31-year-old activist and Trump world celebrity known for his right-wing, hard right views and repugnacious debating style. Pugnacious debating style. It says a smattering of commentators, including ordinary people, joking about and sometimes celebrating Kirk's death, to lawmakers and pundits dwelling on his history of bigoted rhetoric, has also surfaced, only to be targeted in organized campaigns. At least 15 people have been fired or suspended from their jobs after discussing the killing online, according to a Reuters tally based on interviews, public statements, and local press reports. The total includes journalists, academic workers, and teachers. It says others have been subjected to torrents of online abuse or seen their offices flooded with calls demanding they be fired, part of a surge in right-wing rage that has followed the killing. And that's pretty much all I'm gonna read right there. And let's go into this other one. But this is the main article that I want to discuss right here. It says Charlie Kirk's critics may be deported from U.S. Many lost jobs, face online threats, claim reports. It says after the fatal shooting of right-wing influencer Charlie Kirk, U.S. Republicans have a warning for Americans. Mourn him respectfully or suffer the consequences. And it says, look like it's the same as the other article. Yeah, pretty much. But, you know what I'm saying, y'all get the gist of, you know, the video. You know what I'm saying? It's basically they trying to crack down on free speech. You know? And like I said, I have a strong feeling that Trump already knew that dude was going to die. Hell, they may even plan to set it up because he kept talking about the Epstein files, and plus he was had all these different viewpoints and talking points about those small hats over there in Israel. So, you know, that could have been a hit that was set up. You know, but we'll learn more as time goes on. You know, more information to come out about it. You know what I'm saying? But let's grab this scripture real quick. You know, like I said, this wasn't going to be anything long, just something I ran across, which I found interesting. But this is Isaiah 19:4, and it says, "And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, said the Lord of hosts." And we believe this cruel Lord to be none other than Donald J. Trump himself, Donald Jackass Trump, you know, which he's a very entertaining and funny devil, you know, but he's very cruel, as we can see by these things that they're talking about. They're literally talking about deporting your ass to a whole nother country, splitting you up from your family and children, all because of a post that you made online mocking this dude's death, you know. So we are in some very hectic times, and they definitely have a target on you Israelites back, you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. So watch what you post online, you know, which we know that they're going to come after. We know that they're going to come after us anyway because of our viewpoints, all the videos that we make and things like that. But you know what I'm saying? Just beware of these things that they're trying to do, man. You know what I'm saying? They might try to visit you for posting certain things online, you know what I'm saying, and so on and so forth, because those are the times that we're in. So, you know, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.